After looking at film of the game against Freed Hardeman, you notice anything that you perhaps hadn't noticed during the game itself?
Not really. It was good just to play somebody else, with officials and get more tape to watch and evaluate these guys. The game was similar to what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be nip and tuck for a while, and then didn't think we would actually win by as many as we did. The last kind of 8 minutes, we were able to pull away and make some shots. But the biggest thing we have to, defense, I'm going to harp on a ton right now because we got so much teaching to do. And we made a lot of strides from the first scrimmage to the second exhibition game, but we still got a long way to go on the defensive end. But it's just going to be a process.
Are there things that coming into this season maybe you didn't expect to have to teach, but these guys are so new that you are, even just during the pregame warm-ups and the rituals and the way you guys do?
Yeah, you have to teach everything. I mean, you really only have two guys that's played that's on our roster right now. Everybody else is not, played. So, everything, I mean, from post-defense to the warm-ups to even after the game, Jarvis said, what do we do now? So every single thing is a teaching point right now with this team until we start going through situations. And it's just going to be a process, and that's what I said. It's just you've got 9 guys eligible right now, 7 of them, haven't seen minutes at all or any major minutes. And then TJ will be, when we get him eligible, that'll be 8. So, but I'm looking forward to it. They're doing a good job. They're working hard. They want to learn. But there's a lot of things coming here they didn't know, and we just got to continue to harp on it and preach at it. And we got to get good at certain things, and defensively is going to be our focus.
Talk about opening with Valpo and then kind of how that kind of started a mid-major career going on with all the other teams were playing, how that's going to help you guys out.
We got a great opening game. We want to play a great schedule here. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have facing us. We've tried to balance it out a little bit. Throw some NAIA games in there early in between some of the tough road tests that we have. But Valpo, great tradition. Bryce does a great job up there. They are big. I just started watching tape on them yesterday. We'll still focus on us today. But they are extremely big and physical up front, and we're going to have to play very well up there to win. But it's going to give us – I want to start playing some good teams so we'll have an understanding of where we're at and what we need to do to get better. And I think those games at Valpo, at Old Dominion, Middle Tennessee State, St. Mary's, Auburn, those teams that we play in November, I think that'll really help us get our team better as we get ready for December and then into conference play.
Do you think those games could help with any type of seeding? I know this is such a far away question, but is that part of the idea with it a little bit?
Yeah, you always want to schedule. That's how we tried to schedule last year, to where we had a bunch of top 100 games. Old Dominion, that didn't work out. They had they got a great program. They kind of had a fluke season. But we scheduled Valpo and Old Dominion last year for RPI games. It didn't work out to our benefit because we didn't get the NCAA tournament. But even the NIT, we still had 4 or 5 top 100 wins last year because of how we scheduled. But I think we always will schedule like that now. But you also would have to have a balance, though. It may be on a little bit on the too heavy side because we're on the road a lot, but I think it'll help these guys because we need to get Valpo. They say is a great environment. I've never been there. Say it's a great place to play. Old Dominion, another one. So our guys are gonna have to grow up very, very quick, but that's a good thing.
You've lost most of your top scorers. You start a young team. They've lost 5 of their top 6 scorers. I noticed they start 4 seniors. So they still get a lot of experience, even though there's not a lot of production in that starting lineup.
Yeah, I haven't looked at I just met a little bit just to go over some Valpo stuff this morning because we'll really work on our stuff one more day, and then we'll do Valpo tomorrow and Thursday in practice. But I didn't even really know that till you just mentioned that. But I know they have a lot of transfers. They deal with a lot of transfers. I don't know if a couple of them are one-year guys. I know the one guy from Alabama I think may be a one-year guy. So he's huge. And they've got 2 or 3 guys, with that type of size. But, when you look at it from that standpoint, is they do have some newness, but they have some Division I experience. An Indiana transfer, an Alabama transfer. The one St. Louis transfer is ineligible, can't play yet, and I know I'm missing a couple others. But that will lend them to help them early. I think that will help them early. But, we'll be ready. It'll be a good test for our post guys.
Is there some relaxation with Zay and his transfer? I mean, does that help the program just kind of know that what direction's moving in now and what not to worry about, I guess, anymore?
Yeah, I think it just puts closure on that chapter of the book, and now we know that we need to recruit a point guard. We got Cameron, but we need to recruit another point guard. But we know what direction we're going. And I wish Zay the best. I love Zay, but it's the best. I think that's the best thing, for him, and we wish him well. But it is the closure part. We have closure on this situation now. We know how to recruit, and we've got a young group, and we got a good young nucleus that now we can all be focused and have, a really good vision of where we want to go.
And to keep on that, like you were saying, they now know that they're the guys, that they're the ones that can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, two of our top guys aren't even eligible right now. Justin Seymour has to sit out all year. TJ Sapp, I mean, they've done a terrific job for us. Those guys are all going to be. Justin's going to be in the program 3 more years. Campaign's going to be in the program 3 more years after this. Jeffrey Moss another 2 years. Tyler Rambo another 2 years. TJ Sapp's got another year. So we've got a good nucleus of guys. They're young, and that's what you needed to give them direction. And I think they've got direction now, and we're ready to go forward.
Given as much has been thrown at Cam Payne, how's he responded to this point? Has he done as well as you expect?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's going to have ups and downs because he's a freshman. That position, the point guard, not just offensively. Sometimes offensively you can get away with it just because your talent level. You can hide some things, or you can overcome some things. Defensively is where we're going to have to stay on him and make sure he's growing, because he's got to guard the basketball for 30-some-odd minutes a game. And if you can't contain the basketball up top, you're going to have tough being a good. You're going to be tough. It's going to be tough, to be a good defensive team. So, the biggest thing I worry about Cam is just going through the situation in September and sitting out that whole month, not wearing him down through practice and through the games and through the minutes played, because he is young. He is, thin. He's not a bulky kid. And so we just got to, continue to monitor him. But he's done a terrific job up to this point. I think he's got a bright future here, and I'm really excited to have him in our program.